Hello friends, welcome back to my channel and into my home. Today we're going to be working in my courtyard and back patio. If you've been with me a while, you know that we use our outdoor areas as an extension of our home, so I try to keep them tidy and presentable. However, we have some situations going on that we'll need to work around. So today we're going to be talking about peace over perfection. I know that many of us have heard of progress over perfection, but today I want to change it up and talk about peace over perfection and what that means. The last 2 or 3 weeks has been very rainy here in Texas, so my outdoor areas are a huge mess. Y'all are already aware of the mess that's going on in my backyard and my back patio. Last week's video we did brainstorming on ways that I was going to minimize the mess from all the mud being tracked into the house. I went out and I bought all the products, and I'll show you how we'll be using them. Here in my front courtyard, I've been dealing with a family of birds that have taken over. Obviously, we have all the bird messes that they make, but they've also become a bit aggressive. They like to dive bomb anybody that comes into the courtyard. I've already looked around to make sure that there's not a nest, and so far I haven't found one. However, my neighbor does have one in her front porch, so I'm not sure if maybe the birds are coming from her house next door. So I need to pressure wash my whole courtyard. The rain and the humidity have left everything pretty gross, and it all needs to be washed off and out of the courtyard. The rain and the humidity has been so good for these planters. They have really filled out over the last month. And right here in the front, I planted these hostas in pots to help hide the ugly view from the downspout, and they're beginning to bloom. I'm so excited. Right here underneath this tower is where all the rain off from the gutters go. It ends up making a huge mess. I'll show you that in just a little bit when we start to pressure wash it out. So I'm going to start by moving all my furniture to one side. I'm doing it this way rather than taking it out of the courtyard because once again it's thundering outside and another storm is about to roll in. So you may be wondering, why am I even taking the time to pressure wash when another storm is rolling in? Well, this is where the term peace over perfection comes in. I know that there is no chance that this courtyard is going to look perfect when I'm done with it. The amount of dirt and rocks that get washed into this courtyard by the rain will have this a mess again. However, there is peace in knowing that I spent some time removing the mildew from around the edge of the outdoor rug, and I washed the bird mess off of the furniture and the brick, and I spent just a few minutes rinsing down the front doors of our house and the casita that my mother-in-law lives in. When I pressure wash, I like to work from the top to the bottom, and the reason is obvious. However, in this courtyard, I have to do things a little bit different. So you'll see that I'm washing off the top area, and then I'll go down to the ground and I'll work on the ground, because the dirt will be sprayed back up onto the lower half of the brick. But at the end, I'll be giving everything a final rinse. So if it looks like I'm doing things haphazardly, honestly, there really is a rhyme and a reason to the way that I'm doing it. It just doesn't seem like it when you're watching it. This outdoor rug has remained wet for the 3 weeks that it's been raining. That's why this ring has gotten so bad. I looked into getting a rug that is made out of plastic bottles because they dry much quicker. However, when I found one that I could actually touch, I realized that they're very slippery when they're wet, and that would be dangerous in this uncovered courtyard. However, my husband and I will be adding a cool coat treatment onto the patio in the front and the backyard. It will help hide some of the discoloration of the concrete. I'm very disappointed in the look of the concrete that the builder used. Out in the front yard, my husband and I had the front walkway added after we closed on the house. That concrete looks beautiful and has remained the gray color that we imagined it to be. However, any concrete that the home builder poured has been spotted with what looks like rust stains. This has happened even in our garage. This is the reason why we decided to go ahead and put the cool coat so that we can cover up a lot of these stains. This door that you see right here, that is the door leading to my mother-in-law's casita. This bamboo egg chair isn't meant for outdoors. I used to use it in my photography studio before I closed it down, and then I decided I'd go ahead and move it out here to the courtyard, but I knew that it wasn't going to last very long out here. Every few months I like to freshen it up by pressure washing it. You will see me changing the nozzles on my pressure washer. I do this because some of the nozzles are more forceful than others, and since I'm going to be working on the cloth, I want to be sure to use a softer spray. Okay, so there's a huge disappointment here. I lifted up this bag of soil that has been sitting here through the rain, and it stained the concrete. We ended up throwing out the whole bag of soil because it smelled awful. I did try different pressure heads to see if I can get this off, and I eventually used the turbo head, which is very strong. but it doesn't seem that it takes it off. However, I was very pleasantly pleased that after a few days, you could barely see it. Don't ask me how that happened because I don't have an answer, but I'll show you the proof towards the end of this video. Alright, I'm going to move out all the things from the front door area so that I can wash it out. While I was working in here, I found a new little friend living in the corner, so I have to carefully work around him. If you can see, using a pressure washer in this small area kicks up a lot of mess. That's why I have to keep going back over the walls once I get the floors cleaned up. And here's that little friend in the corner that I'm gently working around. At least once a week, I use the hose to rinse out the courtyard. I pressure wash it every season unless something happens and I need to do it more often. I love watching pressure washing videos to see the before and afters. I'll link this video at the end of this one so that you can go and see it. It will give you outdoor cleaning motivation to the max. I designed this gate and had it made for this area. Technically, this is the front door to our home, so I try to keep this as nice as I possibly can. Unfortunately, the downspouts for the gutters, they're right behind those hosta plants, they really make a mess of this area. Had I to build this house again, I would have put in drainage so that the downspouts would bypass this area altogether. This bench is a bamboo bench that you use in showers. I set it here to hold plants and decor. I like to keep it right here behind the gate, so that way when the gate opens, it doesn't bang into the brick. Eventually, I want to find a better solution. I heard you moved uptown, down by the fancy side. Okay, I'm going to go back inside and give everything one final rinse. Just as I was doing this, I could hear the storm getting closer. You will see that I finish up so that I can get the pressure washer into the garage before the storm comes. And while I was waiting for the storm to pass, I fell asleep, and my sweet husband came out and set up all the furniture for me. So, we will come out and add a few decorative touches that I've been meaning to do. This is a few days later, and as you can see, things are already getting dirty. I haven't rinsed out the patio because it's been raining, but the rain doesn't rinse out the dirt very well. But let's go ahead and add a little bit of decor. I purchased this colorful outdoor rug from Target. I think the colors look really good with the pillows that I have on the chairs and the benches. Once I put it down, I do notice that it's too small, so I go ahead and I layer it over the existing rug. While I'm standing here, I'm going to go ahead and show you that spot that was stained. Isn't it amazing how it's almost gone? I don't know how, but I'm thankful. This is a little bit extra of me, but right here by the front gate, I like to add a little floral smelling candle. Now, I don't light the candle, but the heat from the summer weather activates the fragrance. So when you walk into the front gate, you smell that lovely smell. It's almost like an outdoor air freshener. And up by my front door, I have an Alexa speaker that I have Christian music playing softly 24 hours a day. I love the ambiance of this courtyard because of the sound of this music. It really feels like you're walking into the living room of someone's home. Okay, let's head out to the back patio real quick so that I can update y'all on the things that we talked about in last week's video. Because of all the rain, the pool guys have not been back to spray the gunite. However, they're supposed to be back tomorrow, which is Saturday. If you watched last week's video, I talked about how the mud is wreaking havoc on my living area floors because my dog is tracking it in. We brainstormed and we came up with a few ways to help manage the stress of this mess. The first thing I do is I rinse off the patio every night to get off all the dirt. As you can see from last week's video, my husband and I were able to push the shed over to the other wall because we wanted to be able to use the patio furniture to watch the fireworks this last weekend. Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and get the patio quickly rinsed off. Again, this is another piece over perfection moment because I'm not going to be able to get this to look perfect by any means. So I'm going to lean on the peace that it gives me, knowing that I've put things in place to manage this mess from the pool. So in last week's video, we talked about having my dog rinse her feet before she comes in. So I went out and I bought this $2 dish pan, and I'm going to use the dog shampoo to make a little solution of water that I can set down here on the patio, and we can rinse her feet, then dry them before she comes into the house. As you can see, Olive Grace is not very happy about this new arrangement, but that's okay. I also said that I was going to be adding these mats to catch the dirt off of our feet before we go in. I'm still waiting on that e-cloth mop to help make cleaning up the floors a little easier. But once I get it, I'll let you know how it works. I hope that you enjoyed this video and that if you haven't already, you'll click the subscribe button, and while you're there, leave me a comment and let me know your name and where you're from. I love to get to know every one of my new subscribers. I'll be back here next Sunday with a brand new video. I'll see you then. Stay blessed, my friends.